it's a good point to end this. But I think we're all hyped for what the 25th anniversary game.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Whatever it is.
Whatever the hell's going on, I would love
Generations 2
to see what's happening.
I'd like to see him try something new. You know.
I mean,
yeah, totally.
I mean, that's what everybody says when I say Generations 2. With the way that the marketing's come out this year, I mean, he probably knows. But Big's Fishing Adventure 3 is the anniversary game this year, guys. So we're getting a full release. But no, I keep saying, because of the way they're doing the marketing, and we're getting classic, we're getting the modern renders, and they're giving us a boom render, that we're more likely to get that stupid Sonic Dimensions thing that was fucking making its way around the
If that happened, it's only because everybody kept talking about it 2 years ago. Sega's probably gone, well, if everyone keeps talking about it, might as well call it.
It's just where it's gone. Look, this was a meme. just take it and make it reality.
Oh, mate, the Sonic meme game. Yes,
we'll come full circle. I don't know.
Social media.
I want to be surprised. Basically, that's all I want.
Absolutely, and I mean, we're obviously recording this before June happens, before the 25th anniversary party happens in America, and before Sonic happens over here. So we haven't seen any major announcements, just as a thing. Yep. So everything we say is just speculation. It's just what we kind of want. What would you want to see?
Well, a celebration of Sonic's history could mean any number of things. We were talking about, oh no, it's not Sonic, The Legend of Zelda. An anniversary game could take the form of Hyrule Warriors, which was a completely not a Zelda game, really.
No, but it was a celebration.
But it was a celebration of it. So you could do a new Sonic game from Sonic Team, which is a total, whatever they want to make. Like Lewis said, surprise us.
Yeah.
But there could be elements in there which celebrate Sonic's past. I'd be happy with that. I really don't know. What I would like to see, and I know this happens every single generation of consoles, so, sue me, but PS4, Xbox One, there needs to be some kind of re-release of all the previous Sonic games. Just so we can future-proof it for future consoles.
Yeah.
So we can rebuy. I would happily... Sorry if you're going to be offended by this, anyone, but I personally would happily rebuy a whole bunch of Sonic games if they were re-released on PS4, because it's convenient, and I would want to, show support for the Sonic series that way, because, especially by the good games, like, the Mega Drive ones and whatever. But yeah, I think this generation of consoles is due a Sonic Mega Collection of sorts.
Yeah, true. Yeah,
that's not necessarily what I would want to see, but I think it's what I would sort of half expect at the very bare minimum.
Maybe if they give it away free with a collector's edition of the game or something. I don't know.
Probably. But I could possibly try and guess what any new game might be. I know what I probably wouldn't want to see, I guess, which... I would, like Lewis said, I would probably just want to be surprised. I probably wouldn't want to see a Sonic Generations 2 or something like that, because it would just be,
soon.
I was really surprised.
A lot of people say it's too soon. I mean, the only things we've had have been Lost World and Boom.
That's it.
Yeah, and any handheld games that have obviously differentiated that. But, I mean, you got to remember that we've also had Sonic 4, which wasn't counted in Generations as well. So,
that's one stage.
It is. But, I mean, that's why I said that it's more likely to be Sonic Dimensions, and it'll be more, as Lewis said, probably a new Lewis. You're not Lewis, you're Svend.
I'm not a new Lewis.
You're just new Lewis.
A new Lewis.
Not like modern Lewis.
Classic Lewis.
If you want to be classic Lewis, you have to have the long hair.
So, I mean, speaking generally, I guess I would like to see Sonic Team release a Sonic game that tackles Sonic in a new and unique way. A bit like, which is why I mentioned Sonic Colors earlier as my favourite game, because that's what they did. They just went back to the drawing board and went, what is Sonic? How can we make it new and fresh? How can we make it fun?
Yeah.
I just want to see them do that.
Yeah. I think if, in an ideal world, I think I'd like them to continue with the gameplay style of Colours Unleashed and Generations. I feel like they've hit on a gameplay style that's very good, and they've improved it over those games. And I kind of want to see them stick with that, because reinventing the wheel every game is kind of...
It's losing its audience.
Well, not so much that, it's like you're making it difficult for yourself. Like, A Lost World was a complete revamping of its core engine again, and gameplay, and it's like, alright,
it was fun.
I like that
I like
that you're trying to continue to do unique things, but why not continue to work with something that's worked well before?
I guess you could start with a base, which is your colours and generations engine. Like
there's no reason you can't still surprise people using a core.
There are new gimmicks you can use, new wisps or something.
Is the problem with that though going to be that we're going to enter the Mario problem, which is where they're re-releasing?
Is the Mario problem really a problem though?
I don't think it's a problem.
No, exactly. It's an established
Mario 3D World.
People want.
Yeah, the last Wii U game, like 3D World, is probably one of my favourite Mario games ever. Like it's so solid.
Like, there's
so
no consistency with Sonic. That's the problem. And I think it needs that. It needs to establish itself.
Yeah. One thing I'd say about Unleashed Colours and Generations is that, especially like you see it in, Unleashed, like with a character like Sonic, the faster you make him, obviously the more development time you've got to put into the stages.
Yeah.
Also, the shorter they're going to last.
Yeah.
So it's not very economic in that sense, which is why you then have to pad it out with things like the Werehog or 6 acts per stage, like in Colours and stuff like that. Until you reach a point where in Generations, where you've got a game which is basically all of that type of gameplay, and it lasts
2 hours.
Yeah, 2.5 hours, which isn't great. So I think that either they struggle to develop that amount of game in, the development time they've got, or they need a bigger budget or whatever. Because it's like if you stuck Sonic from Adventure 2 in Green Hill Modern, Green Hill Modern, it would take him, quarter of an hour, 20 minutes to get through probably.
Yeah.
Whereas all of that development time goes by in, if you're good, about minute 45.
Yeah.
I had this idea about like how Sonic Team or Sega could mix it up with Sonic in the future, and it kind of involves them going back to some of their older properties. Like you can lean on things like I was thinking specifically Outrun, with the multiple exits and the routes and things. You start off in a Green Hill Zone, which is like a general Sonic stage, which is more open and broad. There's a top level, there's a bottom level, there's a side level, and I guess a bit more like Shadow the Hedgehog, where there's different exits to a level.
I'd say
and if you complete a stage, yeah, I suppose so. If you complete a certain condition, you would either go to Act 2 or Act 3, and then you would split, and then you would get a certain, not necessarily a different ending like Shadow the Hedgehog's multiple, a billion unanswered potential whatever, but you would just end up in a different place. Like the final stage would be, if you went through one thread, it would end up being Scrap Brain, or if you went through another thread, it would be Eggman's flying ship, or if you went through another way, it'd be an underground base. So, that might be one way where you could kind of add replayability, different routes, and go, oh, how did you do this level? Oh, I went down that way and ended up here, and oh, you could go up there and use a thing. But yeah, I think what we were saying about using a similar, not necessarily the same engine as Colours or Generations, but perhaps something that's familiar, something that's more consistent. And then working around that, so, how shields changed the game in Sonic 3 and Knuckles compared to 2, and so on. So, you could easily do something like that. But
I think we're in a really interesting spot in the Sonic franchise at the moment, because obviously they appear to have ditched that Unleashed and Generations kind of gameplay with what they did with Lost World. But then Lost World and the reception was, I think, a little bit mixed. So perhaps they won't continue that. Maybe they'll go back to the boost gameplay. Maybe they'll kind of refine the Lost World thing.
Something completely new.
Maybe something brand
Lost
new.
World.
I mean, it's interesting.
You and I played Lost World together.
Yeah.
I think we had a relatively good time, with the exception of the penultimate boss, until we figured it out.
Yeah, we enjoyed ourselves.
Yeah.
I think it's a very inconsistent game.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I think the levels are vastly the wrong order.
Yeah.
What do you think of Lost World? I'm only having this discussion because it's the last Sonic Team Sonic game.
Yeah.
So
I didn't know really what to think of it. I thought design-wise, in terms of just visuals, like what its visual language, all the levels were and stuff, it was a bit all over the place. Didn't know what it wanted to be.
Yeah.
Like I played a level where I had to avoid falling apples, and I'm like, this doesn't feel like a Sonic game to me.
Yeah.
Whereas Sonic Colors somehow does feel more like a Sonic game to me, or Sonic Heroes. You're playing through Seaside Hills, like this feels like a real Sonic level. None of the levels in Sonic Lost World really felt like they belonged in the universe of Sonic. And I guess the get out clause for them was, well, it's not Sonic's world, it's a different world and whatever. And I think the I was talking about the niggle that I had with Sonic Colors, which was like the jumping mechanic. That was compounded in Sonic Lost World. It was like, not only did they not really fix it, but they kind of added to it by using a kind of trick mechanic with the trigger, which I thought was an interesting idea, but it didn't
It's
really
an interesting
work.
premise, but it didn't work in actual.
Yeah, and I'm not sure whether I really appreciated the like I saw some videos where the development team were talking about what they were, how they came to the cylindrical kind of worlds that they were developing. I appreciated where they were coming from, but I didn't really think it made for a great game. But I did enjoy my time with it. I just thought it was very average.
Yeah.
So I think what we're really taking from that is that we'd rather be closer to Colours and generate Colours more so for what it was.
Definitely in terms of visual design.
Yeah.
I really like Colours.
Soundtrack
as well, maybe.
I'd love to hear another Jun Sonoe soundtrack.
Yeah.
Because we haven't had one for a
Yeah,
while.
absolutely. I'm fully behind that.
Okay. Well, I think that's a good point to end it. We're all super hype.
Yeah.
Super hype. There's a lot going on this year. If you live in the Americas, don't forget to go do the 25th anniversary party.
Yeah,
if you
July
can.
22nd.
If you're in the UK or around the world, Summer of Sonic is a global thing. We've had visitors from around the world, haven't we?
Yeah.
So that's August.
August 6th.
August
I think
6th.
Kickstarter
I
sold
want to
out
say
now,
the
isn't it?
6th. Why am I forgetting what the date is?
August
This is an important detail for me. August 6th.
Yes.
So whatever the Saturday is.
Kickstarter sold out.
Proper sold out.
Sold out. So
Proper sold out.
But I do believe Sonic Show are going to be doing a live stream, as always, throughout the day. So if you can't manage to get to the event, if you can, all four of us are going to be there.
Yes.
At
we
Summer of
will.
Sonic.
Oh, yes.
So all doing various jobs on the day.
Mm-hmm.
Some more elusive than others. We'd love to see you there, if you see any of us. If you're watching this video by sheer random chance and you see anyone else, grab us, say hi, and say, that video did, we love it. But yeah,
say you hate it.
Or say you hate it. But,
I thought Sven's opinions were rat shit.
but yeah,
And you made that face.
Yeah, I'll make that face. Sad clown.
thanks for watching this video. It's been great to sit down with Sonic fans once again and just talk about Sonic. So
Yes.
deep to each means a lot to each of us. Please enjoy the rest of the stuff on my channel and Lewis's channel, SegaDriven, and from the Sonic Stadium and from
Keiran, the Gatestormer.
Meme Central,
The Wanderer.
The Wanderer. I've been Touchscreen for Phoenix Productions. He's been Svend Dreadknux, Joscelyne from the Sonic Stadium. This has been Keiran Gates, the Gatestormer, and this
Has been Sonic Era from SegaDriven.
Until next time, ladies and gentlemen, we'll see you in the next video. Bye.
See ya.